morning, folks. Another morning here in Lanzarote. It's our final day and we are off to Los Hervideros. There's nobody here. There's one camper van, so there are, compared to yesterday when there's 400 people here, it's brilliant. So what you've got to remember, yeah? Oh, sorry. Some people ask, what do you prefer? Sunrise or sunset? Sunsets are good. Sunrises are good. Some things happen at sunrise that don't happen at sunset, i.e. low-lying fog, that sort of thing. And also, people don't seem to happen in the morning, which is really good. So let's get set up for this shot. Right, so now we wait. All we've got to wait for is the sun to hopefully punch through those clouds that are over here. And I'm really hoping when it does, it will light up this mountain red and we can go. Oh, this is going to be a big wave. It's just so cool. Whoa! I feel like a little kid going wow at all the racing cars going past. But honestly, the power of this place is phenomenal. One other thing I really wanted to say, if you want to be a landscape photographer and you're in a relationship, then the one thing that you must get is a really cool girlfriend. Get a girl who's patient and just lets you go places and just comes with you and just sits and makes time lapses. It's Laura Kid on the vlog, everybody! I haven't said that for a long time. It's Laura Kid in Lanzarote, everybody! So I've set up at f13 and I'm at 1/25th of a second now because the light, we're getting light now. It's every second that goes on, it makes it harder and harder to get the shot if I don't already have it. Because the light is going to become more harsh, and not only that, there's going to be more ambient light, which means I'm going to have to use a faster shutter speed, which means the waves over there that are crashing will look a little bit more frozen in time when I'm looking for more of a what's the word, an ambient splash, can we say that? So you can see the direction of the splash rather than it freezing. And as well, composition wise, I'm waiting for that to happen, so I should have taken that. I've lit the mountain. Yeah, I've got some really good soft boxes with me. It's up there, it's yellow and 93 million miles away. I've lit the mountain over there, and to add some balance, in the bottom right hand corner of the photo, all I want to do is wait for a big wave, and as soon as I get that, that will add the balance that I need. So I've got something going on in every quarter. Right, now I think I've got that shot, and I don't think it's going to get much better because the sun is going to get higher in the sky. I'm just trying not to die. I'm doing a good job so far. I've been doing it for 32 years. What I'm going to do is show you guys the difference between a single exposure, a normal exposure if you will, and a exposure with a big stopper. And a big stopper is basically like a welding mask for your camera. It makes the camera, it lets 10 stops less of light, which means that you can expose the camera for longer, which means you'll be able to get clouds, trails, you'll be able to get, well, I won't spoil the party, but you'll see what happens to the water. So I'm going to get the big stopper on and show you. The light hasn't really happened really. I mean, you can see that the sun is out now, but it's lighting up a part of the landscape that I didn't really want to be lit. It's lighting up the front of the rocks, which I don't really want to bring your attention there because that's not really the feature of this place. It's the water and the cave and the volcano, in my opinion. So anyway, I'm going to call it there for this morning, and then we're going to head back, get some breakfast. But before we do that, let's go and check out these waves. And also, I hope you found that helpful about the different exposure lengths. Of course, it all depends on different factors, like the amount of swell and the amount of water in the sea and the amount of clouds in the sky. But you can see, look at the size of this wave. Wow. I reckon the Atlantic Ocean is my new favourite ocean. Here we go, wait for it. That is ridiculous. That is epic. Basically, landscape photography for me, I can't do it without this big stopper. Of course you can, but I prefer not to. I really like this bit of kit. So it'll cost you, I think, about, market value's probably changed now. I've had mine 4 or 5 years. Probably 150 quid, 100 quid. I'll link it below so you can see if you want one. Check it out, and have a look at my Amazon affiliate link as well. Because if you do go ahead and buy something, then it really helps me out because I get a little tiny percentage of the sale. So just before we head back, this location is empty. There is nobody here, and it's so different to yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yesterday was not a pleasant experience because I'm going to take you down some of these sort of tight nook and crannies that exist at this location. So imagine this place. It's really cool, by the way. As you see. Imagine this place with about, I guess, 100 other people. Every 5 seconds you're stopping to let them in. I don't know why I've done that, but you have to sort of stop like this to let people. It's like the M25, but busier. But this was an awesome viewpoint yesterday. We might get splashed. Okay, all finished at Los Hervideros. Again, it's 9 o'clock and we're still the only people here, so apart from that camper van. Sorry if we've just woke you up. We're about to head home for breakfast now, and we think we're going to check out the north of the island today. So hopefully we'll see some more cool scenery. Taken a little trip to the Jardín de Cactus garden, and the light is a bit rubbish today, so that gives us a perfect chance to just be tourists again. And look at this, how cool is that? It's like €5 entry, and you're just in a world of cacti, a cacti world. This is so cool.
I don't know what it is about cacti, but I love them. Oh, I like this big tall one. To your right.
That is a big tall one. That's a rude one. So we've been getting creative with the cacti. We spent a little bit more time here than we thought we would, just because the intricacies of the cacti are so cool. And once you get stop the aperture right down, if you've got a 1.8, 2.8, those sorts of lenses, you can get really up close and personal with the cactus, but obviously not too close because you don't want to. But if you can really just pick out some of those details, I've got creative by hovering over the top. I've extended the what do you call this? It's not a selfie stick. Let's call it the action cam holder. I've extended the selfie stick and I've hovered over the cactus and I've got exactly the top at 1.8, which looks really cool. In fact, I stopped it down to f4 because at 50mm the depth of field was so shallow that I couldn't measure it, so that's why I did that. So anyway, now we're on to Orzola, which is a town north of the island, which should be nice, it should be fun. A couple of beaches that way, and yeah, let's go and see what Laura's up to. Here she goes, she's photographing cacti. Look at that concentration.
I don't know.
I was just saying to Laura that it's a really good job that I've got this A6000 now, because it allows me to take some really good photos during the day when the light isn't so good and you want to get those photos for the gram. We live that gram life. If you don't speak the language of Instagram, then you probably don't know what that means. But we can get some really cool travel photos and things like that. So it saves us having to lug around, or me anyway, all that really heavy DSLR gear, which we don't really want to have to carry because the tripod and all the gear, the lenses, they're, as you know, if you're a Canon user, they're not light. So we're heading now to another location, which is quite touristy, called Hamios del Agua. It is an underground swimming pool, cave. Don't really know too much about it. It looks quite cool online, so we're going there. So more Instagram friendly shots coming up. It suits you.
It's 46.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Right, that's going to take a minute to process, but I'm quite interested to see what you've captured.
Didn't do a lot.
Should press play? Press play, press play. That was pretty cool, I think. Can't really can't pick it up. Well done, our kid. Look at those, all about those clouds. Well done.
Whoa.
Don't fall into the sea, please. So we're at Mirador del Rio, which is the viewpoint on the north of the island, which overlooks La Graciosa, I think they say. And it's an amazing viewpoint. I just had to pay like what, €5 to get in,
Just
4 or 5
under,
euros.
yeah.
And yeah, so I've just done a couple of panos. So we're on to cool location in Lanzarote, number 100. It is a, how would you call this? A shipwreck. I don't know how old it is. 20, 30 years maybe? Here it is. This is the Telemon. Got nice side lighting, 90 degrees to the boat, which is great. And hopefully we've got fast moving clouds. Shoreline, should be able to get a nice wide shot. I've got the big stopper on. I'm doing 30-second exposures at I think I'm at f16 at the moment. And with the clouds that are kind of coming this way, you get a nice stretched cloud, and it just really emphasizes the direction that the ship is pointing, and it looks absolutely mint. And these nice little soft, gentle tidal waves seem to be really nice and soft in the foreground, giving a really nice ethereal look. Everybody's favourite word with a big stopper, ethereal. Massively happy. The colours look really nice and punchy. Yeah, it's like almost like a fine art image. Really happy with this. F14, 30 seconds, ISO 100. I've got the ship on the upper third. I'm going with the portrait orientation because if I go landscape, I've got these rather ugly things on the sides which don't look too nice. So yeah, massively happy with this. I'm just going to pop off one more exposure before we lose any more clouds. But this has to be one of the best locations in Lanzarote. Wow, this is my last evening here, and I really want to try and get something under the stars, or at least something at night, which is something I haven't managed to get. It's blowing an absolute, it's not even a gale. I've been talking about the energy and the power of the waves today, of the Atlantic Ocean, but honestly, the wind that it's chucking into the island is ridiculous. It must be 30-mile-an-hour winds out there. So I don't know if I'll be able to get anything long enough. I don't know if I'll be able to get anything sharp enough. Anyway, I'm going to go outside. You can't really see because there's too much reflection. Here you go. Right, sorry for this. That's where I'm going to go, down to the little beach. And instead of taking you with me, I'm going to do the shot. And next time you see me, I'll come back in here and I'll let you know how I got on. That was awesome. There was a time when I thought this is a bit dodgy actually, because the waves, there's always one wave that catches you out, isn't there? But fortunately that didn't happen to me. But I found a couple of rocks where I could get a good vantage point. Just as I found that vantage point, the sky started to clear. And even better than that, the clouds were coming overhead. So they were revealing the stars as well as that long exposure revealing the clouds coming over, which was brilliant. And I got some great foreground, but some of the waves, I've never seen crazy waves like that. No wonder it's such a popular surf spot. But what a way to end the Lanzarote trip. So that is the last of the action from this Lanzarote series. Now this is a place that I really want to come back to in the future. It is special. It's really good. And as I said before, it's quite funny because in the UK, Lanzarote among some social circles has got a little bit of a bad rep, or it's a place where you think you've already made your mind up about. But let me assure you, Lanzarote is fabulous. Now I wanted to say something else. There's so many methods of photography that a lot of people follow. The slow process and the, only take one photograph per month or whatever. You don't have to subscribe to that. You can take as many pictures as you physically can. If you push yourself, you can find the light, and yeah, you can rush stuff and you can really miss things. As I said in my last vlog, or when I was in Wales, if you just take your time, you probably will, your persistence will pay off. But you can get things done. If you have a plan, an itinerary, which we did today, you can visit several locations and come away with some really good stuff. So if you haven't seen any of the other Lanzarote content, then there are 3 videos. This is the 3rd one. So check out 1 and 2. Also let me know about any places that I might have missed in Lanzarote, because I know a lot of Brits especially make the short hop over here quite often. So thanks very much for watching this, folks. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. See you soon, folks.